Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another crazy episode. Today, we're here with the talented and lovely Jennifer Emard. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome.
Doing great. Doing awesome. So pleased to have you here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
And
you.
wishing warmer weather. As some of you may or may not know, we're having a cold snap. I know this probably air when it's getting warmer in the spring or so, but just so you know, we're filming in winterish time and it's chilly.
So
Yeah. Florida, Chile, I don't think that really goes together. Do they go in the same sentence?
Yeah, maybe.
Just
Hey,
a bit.
at least we're not getting like I think Erie, Pennsylvania, and the Buffalo, New York, that area there. They're getting like 60 inches of snow or something crazy right now. I'm like, what? They're predicted. I'm like, where did this come from? Like, I mean, it's December, so you know, I guess. So thankful, no snow.
Listen. Didn't you get snow in Texas a few years back?
some people call it snow. We call it hell has frozen over. Uh, it's and it's so funny as anything like that because there will be snow in the forecast, or not even that. But hey, guys, it could ice, it could freeze, we could have some sleet. Everything shuts down. All the milk and bread is gone from the stores. I don't know why. What do you do?
Oh,
Uh,
What are you the bread? But everything's shut down. No one leaves. No one goes to school. No one goes to work. We just waited out and shared Game of Thrones memes. I mean, winter. I don't. We,
I love it.
that's great. It
That
sounds
sounds
like
a bit like
hurricane
England.
prep. That's one thing
it
I've
is.
seen. Hurricane prep's almost the same. No milk, no bread, no water, obviously. And then, of course, there's no toilet paper. And I'm like, did we not normally have toilet paper? I'm just asking, you know, I'm
Mm,
just kind of like COVID prep too, I guess.
yeah,
Right.
it's quite funny.
It's ridiculous.
This.
We have this,
It just goes mad, doesn't it? Everybody's like, oh, what? Not here. We've got to run. Yeah.
it's like we're definitely the ones to call in an emergency. Like, and there's an emergency situation. I don't know. Grab milk and bread and toilet paper and hold on tight. That's the only advice we can give. Nothing else.
That is a
Oh,
fun. Okay, so the hardest question first, because we like
Okay.
to do that. Tell us, who is Jennifer?
Oh, that is broad.
That is, we like to make it, open-ended here.
That is so broad. So I guess there are a few things that is Jennifer. Um, I am a singer, songwriter. I have four daughters and a wine subscription. And my music is my passion, and I've been doing it since I was about 12. So for the past 10 years. It's so I guess that's who I am. I'm just following my passion and trying to figure out how to make it a career.
Awesome,
I
awesome.
love that.
Now, I have to ask, have you got the wine subscription because of the four girls, or just because you like wine?
You know, have come before the other. It could have gone either way. Uh, I,
It was just the way it was sort of slipped in there.
it's a fair question, but it is because of the children. Now I have three teenage daughters, which is a whole nother story. I go shopping and my basket is filled with nothing but ice cream and tampons. And people just look at you like, bless your soul. They just clear the way. They don't know what's going on in your life, but it's not good. And they're just, you do what you need to do. You go to the front of the line. We don't want to upset you. It's
I
just,
love it.
it is who we are now.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that is so
Oh,
funny. It's the best.
well, so from that, I'm going to detour just a little bit here to talk about your latest release,
As you must.
which oh, we could go on a whole podcast on just,
We
women,
could.
right? Like just,
We could.
teenage girls, women, like, I mean, just, yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much, right?
Yeah.
And endless possibilities here. So She's Like the Tide. Tell us, where did that come from?
Oh, I love that song. Of course, I'm a bit biased, but I feel like I wrote that from a place. It was a time when I was a little bit, maybe not where I wanted to be emotionally, and been through what you go through. And I was talking to somebody, and they said, you're kind of like the tide. It's like you just come and go. And I was like, that's pretty awesome. And she was like, no, that's a character flaw. And I said, no, that's a really good line. Tell me more about myself that I should work on. And I just took a walk. I was thinking about that. You're like the tide, huh? And I took a walk and I went down to the lake and I'm just sitting there. It was a windy day. So I was just watching the waves blow up and wash up and back out. And I just sat and wrote the song. And it's really about the mental and emotional internal struggles that you go through. And it's really a fight within yourself. And then went into the studio. I went to Two Cat Studio in Nashville and was like, because I wrote the lyrics, I had the melody down, I had what I wanted musically in mind. And I was like, I want it symphonic. I want it to feel like we're sitting on the field, hear the waves coming in and out, just kind of have that carry you through the song. So, and then at that part, I feel like, it was kind of a crashing moment at that climatic bridge. And then it just kind of brings you down. And so I hope that it kind of conveys that, but then with a little bit of hope at the end of it. So that was where that came from.
That's an awesome song. It really is.
And I don't think being like the tide is necessarily a bad thing, coming and going. It could just mean that you're going with the flow of life too.
It
Because
is.
there's ups and downs and chaos in life in general. I'm not saying it's good or bad, just in general, there's always chaos and change in life. Change is inevitable, right? So,
Oh, for sure. And sometimes you just have to take a step back and sit and be still and be quiet and just wait to see where you're led to go and make a choice and do that. And if that choice is wrong, you just sit and wait and like, okay, that's not working. Let me pivot and go over here and swim this way and see what happens. And like, oh, that was really wrong. And it's just keep making decisions and going with the flow until you get to the right spot.
Definitely. I can imagine a lot of people relating to that song because obviously with everything we've been through recently and there's been a lot of turmoil, so I can imagine a lot of people relating to it and also maybe getting some peace from it as well. So
I hope so.
absolutely. So tell me, who are some of the women that inspire you musically?
I would have to say that the first musical woman that inspired me is ironically Dale Evans. She was my mom would watch the reruns of Roy Rogers all the time, and I just sat and watched them with her because it was the only thing on, because we only had one TV in the house. And so she would sit and watch Roy Rogers and I would watch it with her. And I was like, Dale Evans is cool. She sings, she acts, she rides horses, she's married to Roy Rogers. And I think I want to do all of that. And so I did do all of that. I've started singing and acting and riding horses and, ended up in relationships with, those cowboy type guys, and come to find out none of those are my calling really, except for the singing. So I kind of stuck with that. I do a little bit of acting, but the horses, not so much. The cowboys didn't work out either, but definitely not the horses. But I enjoyed that. And I love every type of music. I never listened to the radio. My parents had tons of vinyl records, and I would just pull them out and spread them all over the gold shack carpet and look at them, and because I thought they were pretty. And I would pick out the ones I would want to listen to, and they had everything from Peter, Paul, and Mary to Celine Dion to, we even had Sandy Patty and every single genre under the sun. And so as far as female artists go, I really loved, I didn't start listening to country until I got a bit older, and I had friends that were listening to it in cars. And so I listened to them and I was like, oh, I like Reba. I like how she tells stories. I liked her music videos. I thought they were done very well and methodically almost as far as conveying a message. And I loved Celine Dion. I still love Celine Dion, just probably the greatest voice of our time. And of course, I loved Barbara Streisand and Bette Midler. So I just love people who contribute something great and unique, and I'm pretty drawn to that.
That's awesome. You have to say Reba's a bit like Dale. I mean, she rides horses, she does the acting, she's got the music, she's got businesses, she's just awesome.
Very, very cool woman.
They're very alike.
So speaking of Reba, have y'all checked out Happy's Place, the new show? Because I thought it's quite amusing, kind of. So
I watch a lot of TV.
Well, that one I had to catch because Reba's on it, kind of like The Voice. I'm like, yeah, let's watch The Voice because Reba's there, and of course Snoop's funny. If you've been watching that, anyone that's paying attention, that was. I think he's just hysterical guy. He's like a nice guy, and he's just hysterical.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
But yeah, Happy's Place. I can't seem to get over here yet, but I will find it. I will find it somewhere.
Okay, I'll have to record it and send it over.
There you go. We'll get it one way or another.
We'll figure it out. I'll just record it on my phone and be like, here you go, watch it live. No.
It's a little bit, yeah. I get the little clips every now and then. And the little bloopers they put on, I'm like, oh. But yeah. Yeah, it will come over here. I mean, she was great in Reba, and so yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, Big Sky was funny too. Her and Rex there, they played really great characters there on that. It was just amazing, that show too. So I can't say I watch a lot of TV. I just try to, that's my unwind time usually before bed, like an hour of whatever. Just not reality TV though.
Yeah, I watch I'm a pretty good time. I live a pretty wild rock star life, and I have a subscription to lectures.
Oh.
And
nice.
I watch lectures.
Okay,
there's nothing wrong. That's perfect. I mean, yeah, I listen to podcasts like that all day long when I'm not busy working. But yeah, that's awesome.
I'll just sit and watch it, and I'm so fascinated. And I found a YouTube channel for my cat, and it's this little live footage of birds. Like, it's just this camera, like a game cam set up out of these little bird feeder thing. And
you're gonna have to share that link with us, because
that sounds awesome.
Some birds up to it, and the cat doesn't care, and I'm just sitting there going, oh, that there's another squirrel coming. They look nervous, and I get so excited. And my kids came in one day and they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, look at these birds. And they're like, you're starting to act middle-aged, Mom.
Whoops.
Tell us about the weather while you're at it.
I must admit, I watch a lot of docu-series or documentaries about, not about serial killers. That's actually a good thing, I think. Different things.
It's all because I ask about dead bodies, that's why.
Probably, yeah. I've got good ideas now. And there's another one about airplane crashes and how they investigate them and that sort of stuff, which is quite cool. I know it's a bit morbid, but I like the way they get into it and how they find out, what happened and that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
It's really cool that, like, some of those plane investigations where there was like this little tiny thing and you're like, that caused all of that. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, it's
actually quite scary when you think about it. there's one stupid little bolt has gone in the wrong way, and it's like
and no one's gonna fly again after they watch this podcast or listen to it.
I know.
Probably not a good thing.
That when I get on the plane and I kind of look out, if I'm looking at a wing and I'm like, does that look like that should be checked? That looks a little bit bumpier than it should be. I think we should pause a minute, guys.
I see when they wobble and you're thinking, really? Should they really wobble that much?
Yeah, wobble. This is not a country dance hall. Stop that. Be still.
I'm with you on that. I'm totally with you on that one.
I was on a plane not long ago, and of course I'm flying, and I always have this fear that I'm going to have some medical issue on a plane, and there's not going to be anyone there to save me because I'm flying Southwest or Spirit, and nobody there is educated to save me. There's no doctors, but I'm on the plane, and all of a sudden someone over the intercom says, the cat is out of the bag. The cat is out of the bag. What is that code for? Oh my gosh. And this man across the aisle from me, this older gentleman, says, it's a raccoon. And I look over and there's this like feral cat running down the aisle. And I'm like, what is going on? And then they finally catch this cat. Of course, we're in the sky. We catch this cat and we give it to this woman with this empty pet carrier. And she denies it's her cat. I'm like, oh my God, whose cat is this? Your pet carrier is empty. And she's like, no, that's not mine. No, I didn't have this. Yes, ma'am, you did. No, that's not my cat. So that's pretty much every experience I have flying.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's great.
This is not luxury over here. That was one of those plane documentaries. The cat took a plane.
That's funny.
That is funny. Absolutely.
It's one of the
I'm telling you, we can just write books on, things people have experienced, just any general, like silly things like that, like a cat coming out, like a carrier like that, like, my goodness.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Crazy stuff in life. Good stuff, though.
The dangers.
The dangers of flying.
Dangers of flying, cats.
Yeah.
I see a new horror movie coming out with that too now. Like I can envision this, like it'll be like Pet
Snakes on
Cemetery
Planes.
meets Airplane or something. Like, need some humor like the Leslie Nielsen. Yeah.
Here we go again. Oh, that's funny as.
Well, it has been a pleasure having you on, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
More stories.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have come out and we'll just have more stories. We'll just talk different things that happen, whether it's shopping or flying or, I'm pretty sure you could write one of those My Life books and it would just be like a bestseller comedy, it sounds like. So
no one would believe it.
We could have story time with Jennifer. That'd be awesome. I'd be there. I'd be paying for that one. That'd be cool.
Well, friends, make sure you check out the links below. Go follow Jennifer. Go check out her latest songs. And make sure you come back and check out Jennifer and 20 Crazy Questions. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.